1470 WOCA.
Ocala.
All right, 18 minutes after 11 o'clock. You know, we're getting close to that time of year for the holiday road trip.
Holiday road trip.
Not quite yet, but Anthony James is here to give us some information. Sometimes you got to plan these things months in advance, especially if you want the best prices. Anthony, of course, gives us advice on travel, and if you have a question about travel, this is a good time to call in. The number is 622-9622. Anthony has also the credentials of being the general manager of Homewood Suites by Hilton Ocala at Heathbrook. The longest name for a hotel I've ever known. Good morning, Anthony.
Good morning. Good morning.
How you doing? Oh, by the way, there was a pet peeve. I want to know if you can relate to this. Although I can't imagine this, but in foreign countries, when Americans go to a hotel and they just immediately start speaking English, even if the clerk can speak English, it's a pet peeve. They prefer that the American at least try to say bonjour or guten tag or something like that.
Really?
In another, yeah.
And I would have thought the reverse.
Really?
Because when you go somewhere, you know, people have to go and have that booklet, you know, in French to Spanish or French to English or whatever. Yeah. And I thought it was insulting if you try to speak the language, you know,
when you don't know what you're doing.
Right.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I would have thought the opposite.
But that doesn't happen where you are. Does that mean everybody comes and speaks English at the desk, right?
Well, not everybody.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there are people, they know the basics, but we have a lot of international travelers that come through Florida and through Marion County as well. And you don't be surprised, because there's a lot of people that come in and they, especially for the horse sales, and we have people from Korea and stuff like that. They don't necessarily know everything, so you've kind of got to.
So what do you do?
Oh, you just do the best you can.
Oh, wow.
But we've had, with a lot of the Korean guests, they know us, so they stay where it's comfortable. So they stay with us. Not that we're, you know, not tooting our own horns, but they feel comfortable. We know them by face when they come. So so they feel comfortable. So and they've stayed with us for the last 4 years, and every time they come, they do.
Is the currency ever an issue? In other words, like, it always blows me away when you see like $1,000,000 yen or something like that is worth $10 or something, some crazy crazy thing like that.
Yeah, we don't have to deal with that. You know, because by the time they get here, they've already gone through customs. They were already, you know, going through. Most of them fly into Orlando or they fly into Tampa, and you know they have currency exchange at the airport. Yeah. So by the time they come here, the only thing we have is the Canadian quarters or pennies or things like that that'll get, you know. Yeah, those are annoying. Yeah, those come through, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Because you throw them away then, right? I mean, you don't actually
throw them away.
Well, what we have to we have to count them. Oh. And then we have people that were like, hey, do you have, you know, some like employees stuff that they I want to, you know, a nickel or whatever, so they'll just exchange it or whatever. So,
do you know what I remember as a kid? The Canadian nickel could be picked up with a magnet, and American money couldn't be picked up with a magnet. Did you ever hear that?
Really? No, really.
Yeah, I don't know if it's true for the other coins, but the nickel, the Canadian nickel, was made out of iron or something. I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know if it's still true, but I remember that from way back when.
Oh, wow. That's
so
awesome.
When people come to you right off the street and they don't have a reservation, are you able to accommodate them and their needs very easily?
Sure. It just depends on if we have it available or not. If we have it available, there's a lot of people just that come in off the street and they're like, hey, do you have a room for the night? And then we do or we don't. And if not, we'll call around to other hotels and find out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Do you think that the GPS technology has made it easier for people? It doesn't seem like I don't see Homewood Suites on billboards, or do you have a billboard out there?
We have blue boards. We used to have those are the blue boards are the signs off the highway.
Oh, as you're exiting.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, billboards are good to have, but I think you have them for a certain amount of time until people know where you are. But the GPS thing, like, it's our hotel. I've been fighting this for 4 years. If you put our address into the GPS, it takes you behind CF. And if you know where our hotel is and where CF is,
Yeah.
right? So we caution people. We give them a new address that we have found out that actually brings us to bring them, because we can't say 4610 Southwest 49th Road. We actually have to give them 4414 Southwest College Road.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Right. Yeah.
Well, and I guess what I was meaning is that, okay, I'm new to the whole GPS world, just so you know. But when I'm driving around, I can look at the GPS and it'll have, Hilton. It's like a little Hilton sign on there.
Yeah.
And so it's, there's a Hilton up here, or a McDonald's. It'll actually show
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
And so that would be real helpful to me if I pulled off at an exit and I said, I'm kind of sleepy. I wonder what's around here.
Right.
Boom, there it is.
Yeah. Yeah. GPS is it's really a good thing to have for those things, but sometimes GPS will take
Messes up, huh?
Oh yeah. It does.
Because you're kind of off the interstate, not too far, but you'd have to drive a little bit to find you.
Right. Well, I will say this: if you're on 95 or 75 or some big interstate, it's going to be very, very accurate. But when you're maybe in a small town and things, it might not be that accurate, because there are still roads being built. There's still places that have not reached out to that yet. So
Do you have to pay for that?
No.
The individual businesses to be on the GPS?
No.
Oh, see, we wondered about that, because sometimes it just shows a fork and a knife.
Yeah.
And other times it'll say, like a Wendy's, it'll say the name.
No, we businesses that I know of don't pay for that at all.
Huh. It's interesting.
Yeah. So I had some friends of mine that went on a Disney cruise.
Did you?
Really?
Did they?
Yes, they went on the weekend, and they came back and they were like, they're going to try like a Carnival cruise, but you said top notch. It is the most top-notch cruise
Disney is the king, huh?
Yes, Disney is the king. So now my wife wants to go.
So
and
your daughter?
So we're going to do that in December. But they were just raving about the service that Disney gives. It's just unbelievable.
We were looking at actually how the employees rate their experience on the ships, and Disney had good ratings from the employees.
Yeah, and you know what the good thing is about when you have a company like that, and that's when you have a company, as an owner, you want to make sure that you're not saying that your guests or your customers are not important, but your employees are just as important. And that's why they started sending out all these surveys. How do your employees, the people that work for you, how do they rate how your business is? And that's really good, because we have happy employees, you have happy guests and happy clients. And happy customers.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So, but that's an awesome thing, because what it does, it gives us, especially as managers or as owners, it gives us something to look at. How can we be better in training our employees and whatnot?
Do the Disney cruises go to like does Disney own an island? I heard that Disney actually owns an island.
Castaway, I think it's the Castaway Island.
What is that? What is that? Is that like a whole theme park on an island? Or
yeah. And I have another friend was telling me the other day is that every time they would pull into the port and they would look, they would be painting the ship. Every time they pulled in. And he said that they went to this Castaway Island or whatever, and they had their huge barbecue and everything like that. And he said they had that, there was, I don't know how many thousands of people were on the ship, but they had this thing broken down in 2 hours, and the island looked like it had never been touched.
Really?
Wow.
So that's how deep, are you talking about processes? Disney does it. Disney really does it.
That is amazing.
So why doesn't, when somebody does it so well, why don't the others just say, wow, let's just copy them? Nobody's going to be offended.
Well, here's the thing. Everybody's going to want to have their own niche.
It's like Hilton, the company you work for, always does it right. I would never, I don't think I've ever had a bad Hilton experience. Well, this is the thing about it. You're always going to want to be better. This is a tough subject, but I don't care who you are, you're not going to get it right every single time. You aspire to do that. Sure. And as long as you're aspiring to do that, you're going to have at least 90% of people that really do. Because, like I said, my hotel, I love my hotel. We try to do a lot of things great, but there are just some people we cannot please, and it just is what it is. So you take that and you continue to aspire. It's not something that is you can copy things like that, but it's all about, it's in the training, because the training could be on a piece of paper,
but it's instilling this into people that has, but people have human flaws. So that's the tough part about it.
Wow.
So where are you going on your cruise? Where?
I don't know. I'm scared because she's planning the whole thing. So
where do they go? I mean, do they go beyond the Caribbean?
Yeah, they go. Yeah,
really.
It depends on where they go. Caribbean, Coco Cay. You have different places. Bahamas.
Alaska.
Yeah, there was one that I saw that was in Europe. There's like a Disney Europe.
Yes.
There's a cruise over there in Finland and Iceland or something.
Oh, and you know what's coming up? Did you hear about Orbiter Blue? I think it's called Orbiter Blue. They're opening up. They're going to start to manufacture like space shuttle type vehicles in Cape Canaveral.
Yes.
Really?
And it's for space tourism.
Really?
Yeah, it was in the news yesterday. It's Amazon.com. They own them.
Yeah.
Really?
Amazon has a ton of money.
Ooh, well, it just shows you how we are evolving.
I'm guessing it's a flight to nowhere because I'm guessing you take off and you land right back where you started from.
You know, people pay for those things just to do it, just to have the experience.
Would you? I would do that if I had the money.
I think I would do it. I would do it
because
just to say I did it.
You up in outer space, you get to see the world from the way an astronaut sees it.
Yeah. It's a once in a lifetime experience.
Wow.
Or twice or three times if you want to pay it.
That's right.
But it'd be nice if it landed somewhere else, though. You go into outer space and you land in Hawaii. That would be nicer.
You know, yeah. That's,
there you go.
You're talking about a huge round trip.
Always goes too quick, Anthony. Thank you. What's your phone number?
352-369-4610.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio. I'm Lillian Wu. Growing tensions among the migrants trapped at the Serbian border with Hungary.
A crowd of maybe 2,000 migrants on the Serbian side of the border protesting about the fact that Hungary is not letting them in. But they were sort of being left to get on with it. But now you can hear the police helicopter above, SWAT teams in full body armor swooping in. Maybe 200 just ran past us.
Fox Radio Simon Owen. In the fight against Northern California wildfires, progress expected with forecasts of rain in some areas. And for those who really love their
At
pasta,
Olive Garden, we are dedicated to bringing
the restaurant chain known for free breadsticks serving up its Pasta Pass again for $100. People can gorge on as much pasta as they want for 7 weeks. Included in the deal, unlimited soft drink, super salad, and of course the breadsticks. Hate to eat alone? $300 will get you the family pack.